Get started. So today is day one of our gratitude practice, and I think a good place to start might be, what is gratitude? So I think it's a little bit of a buzzword now, especially in the wellness space, and I think there's a good reason for that. It has the ability to change the structures in our brain when we practice it regularly. So gratitude is the ability for us to see the abundance and see the good parts of our lives. And the more that we do this, the more we change it from something that is just the big things, just the spectacular things, to the things that are a little bit more subtle and a little bit more fleeting in a sense. So we're going to do a different practice every day based around that, to build gratitude as a framework, not just here for the 10 minutes that we're sitting together, but also into your life as something that you can practice regularly without sort of thinking about it. But like anything, when it's new, you do need to think about it. So we sit here and we do the work. It's kind of like going to the gym. You're strengthening that muscle of gratitude. So to start, we'll sit in our comfortable seat. Let your sit bones be nice and heavy. And you'll let your eyes start to lose focus. Ground into the sit bones. Feel for that spaciousness, that little bit of a lift through your pelvic floor. Get really comfortable here. So in the same way that we started our practice last week with that real softness, that's the same place that gratitude starts. You'll start to notice the way it feels to breathe this morning. Each day that you come to your practice, maybe noticing that it's just slightly different. Bringing your attention now to how you're feeling. And you'll draw your attention to your chest, your heart space. I want you to notice what the skin feels like there. If it's warm, or depending on what you're wearing, if you can feel fabric in that area touching your skin. Or maybe the air around you as it touches that part of your body. As you breathe, notice the rib cage in this area and let it really fill with air. Feeling the expansion of your breath as it presses out into the edges of your skin. And the gentleness and the relaxation of your shoulders, of your body as you exhale. You'll take one hand to your heart and the other hand on top of that. And notice with a little bit more detail here what the breath feels like underneath your hands. This is the place for most of us that we can really physically, tangibly feel gratitude. You can either keep your hands here for this practice, or you can let them fall in your lap if holding your arms up adds any tension to the body. And we're just noticing the breath here as it passes. breath comes in and it floats back out. If there are sounds around you, you'll let them become part of the practice this morning. From here, you'll call to mind the last time you remember feeling gratitude. So the last memory you have of being just so thankful or so lucky for something or someone in your life. It might take a moment for you to remember what that is, but that's what we're doing here for the next couple of breaths. The biggest thing in your memory that you can remember, creating a physical sensation of thankfulness through your heart. Whatever that experience is, you'll picture it here clearly in your mind's eye. Remember exactly what it felt like, where you were. Was there sun on your skin? What did it taste like? What did it smell like? Just picturing it here with as much detail as you possibly can. Allow it to melt the space between your eyebrows. Maybe bringing a softness or a lightness at the corners of your eyes and your mouth. You'll hold that memory here in your heart, just remembering it. That's our focus for the next couple of moments. Adding as much detail here as you can. You'll notice here what it feels like as you expand into your heart space with gratitude. Noticing where in your body you can feel sensation. And perhaps noticing, what are those sensations? Is it a flutteriness in the heart? A sense of ease or relaxation? Feeling here for 3 more breaths. Gently take your hands to touch at heart center. You'll rub the palms together, starting really slowly and noticing the texture of your hands as you rub them on each other. Maybe noticing if one hand is cooler or warmer than the other. Then you'll start to rub them a little bit faster. Faster. Rub them as fast as you can. A little bit faster. Really creating a little bit of friction, a little bit of heat, a little bit of energy here for another moment. Faster. And then place your hands on your heart. You'll send yourself love and energy for taking time this morning to sit in your own physical presence, to remember gratitude, and to really take time for yourself. You'll take your palms to touch again. Bring your thumb up into the space between your eyebrows and lengthen through the back of your neck. In gratitude for the practice we've just shared with each other, to ourselves, and our community, we say, Namaste. Thank you guys if you joined this morning. I have a couple of practices I'd love to share with you to take from this one. So we're going to be building each day on the same theme, gratitude, and we're creating this framework. So a couple of things you can do right now is get your pen and paper and fill up as much space as you can with everything you can think of in your life that you're grateful for. So this could take a couple of minutes, and it doesn't need to be done all at the same time. You could list 10 things now, 10 things later in the day, but I want you to really dive deep and think about how many things you have, and going from really big, but also really noticing the subtle things, like when someone you care about smiles at you, or when one of your friends sends you a text. Just anything that really makes you feel good, that brings light and energy and joy to your life, is what we're going to focus on. And the other thing that can be really good is to practice this just before bed. So the way that I do this is by remembering my favorite part of the day. And so usually that's going to be something that you're grateful for. Usually for me, it has to do with my dogs, but but yours can be anything. And maybe the more subtle and the more sort of not crazy, the better. So I recommend doing that. Let me know how you go. We'll be back tomorrow morning for about 10 minutes or so. And I hope to see you then. Have a great day. I'm really grateful that you guys sat with me.